A fridge, an airplane cabin, a bee. What do all these things have in common? Take a guess. Still lost? Let's try one more time, but now with sound. What makes these things alike is that they all emit a sound called drone. Welcome to the Music Lab channel, where we look deep into background music and see how it affects and inspires different musical genres. Today, we will figure out what drones in music are all about and why you've been listening to them all along, even if you didn't know it. In essence, drones are sustained, continuous tones that establish the tonal center of a composition. It's generally agreed that melody, harmony, and rhythm are the main building blocks of music. But what would happen if there was no clear rhythm? And how would music sound if it was just a collection of loosely ordered sustained tones? Can you even call that music? Drone is one of the oldest styles of musical expression. You can find traces of it in the traditions of many cultures. Indigenous people throughout history have emphasized drone in their music. Tamburas of India, the didgeridoos of Australia, the bagpipes of Scotland, and the vocal chants of Tibetan monks. These are just some of the examples of drone influence. Drone as a sound was seldomly played solo and was traditionally a part of instrumental arrangements. But in the middle of the 20th century, changing technologies allowed for new ways of producing music. With the ability of electrical equipment to have full control over it, any noise could become loud and powerful, paving way for exciting experiments.
Here in a country studio in Kent is Daphne Oram, a pioneer of a new type of music. Unlike the traditional composer, she uses no musical instruments and no musicians.
While being just sound experiments at first, composers later realized the influence of these cutting-edge tools. More and more musicians were incorporating these methods into their works. They started building on this technique in their studios, began to record in water tanks and other unusual places. Eventually, New Age influences such as Indian music came to the West, introducing the magic of drone to the masses. Even though it had been around for generations, the drone sound became more powerful than it had ever been. Drone has been utilized for thousands of years throughout different regions, cultures, and traditions. But why? What has sustained this musical expression over time and distance? Religion and spirituality have always been important parts of human society. Once you've heard drone, it's easy to understand why it's long been a pillar of religious music. Drone induces a trance state. It has a certain meditative quality to it, often the base for other sounds. Drone is the root in the music scale. People describe it as the feeling of presence, transcendence of time and space, being connected to nature and the cosmos. Drone has become more than just a piece of an instrumental arrangement. It is a thing of its own. As a genre, it inspires deep listening and paying full attention to the delicate, subtle shifts in texture and sonic palettes. Typically, the progression of a musical composition is horizontal, with a logical, easily recognizable structure. Drone music, however, favors a vertical progression. Like a tree, it has a static foundation, but branches out to create layers upon layers of flavors and textures. Drone is often used in film soundtracks and other media to express mood and atmosphere. It has also found its way into all kinds of modern music. Drone music is often mistaken for its cousin ambient music. Ambient tends to be more eventful. Unlike drone, it has a semblance of a melody and structure. Ambient is more easy listening and never crossing the line into being abrasive and intrusive. While the drone's raw, primal force is so powerful, it can make the room reverberate and become a part of the performance. As it stands now, drone has transcended the conventions of established genres. Years of collaboration and fusion have made the genre's definition vague and hard to label. Rather than seeing drone as a single genre, it's wiser to recognize it as a musical quality. It overlaps multiple styles and has a firm base within electronic and ambient music. That's it for today. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll discuss ambient in more detail. Check out Music Lab Radio that features drone and ambient, and as always, enjoy the music.